Well, good morning, everybody. Today we're out by Washoe Lake in the Jumbo Grade area. So today's kind of be an interesting ride for me. They, about a month ago, they had an individual disappear into the hills over here, and they found his truck. They have not found him. There's been varying stories, basically about what could have happened. It's the usual speculation. I'm not going to really get into it, but anyway, he's been missing now for over a month, and it took a couple of weeks before they began searching for him. I know the off-road communities around here have done a pretty exhaustive search along with normal search and rescue teams. They haven't found anything, but it's extremely rugged country and there's roads everywhere. So anyway, we're going to go give it a shot here and see what we can see and just kind of ride around a little bit in the area where that gentleman's missing. And like I said, not trying to find him or anything, but just one of those interesting stories. I mean, it's been kind of a crazy week out here anyway. Anyway, we'll continue on with our ride and see what we can see. So they found the missing man's truck parked over here in this OHV parking area. This is like Jumbo Grade entrance. I've ridden up here, put some videos up before. But as you can see, it's some really rugged country back in here. I mean, it's just endless hills and roads and just a network of craziness as far as off-road goes, and a lot of fun if you know what you're doing, if you're a good rider, which I'm not, but you can see there's roads all over out there. So yeah, they found his truck right here. And, like I said, there's speculation as to what happened. I'm going to, so who knows, but they've had search teams all over out here, and somebody got hurt or just disappeared back in one of these canyons without roads. I mean, the odds of finding somebody is pretty slim. One thing about all this rain is the normally super soft sand roads out here are nice and packed down. No squishiness right now. This road ultimately goes all the way to Virginia City. I'm looking at my time I've got today, and I don't think I can make it, unfortunately. I'd sure like to, but also if the roads up here, it goes through a bunch of Nevada clay, and if it's super, super wet, which it most likely is, I'm not going to be getting through it anyway. Just for Tdub tires, especially this Shinko 241 I've got in the front, will just pack up really quick. I'll be basically on slicks at that point. Just so many places a person can disappear into back here. Canyons and little trees, tree-covered hilltops, and little ravines and washouts. It's just crazy. And that's been one of my fears when I go back here by myself. Like today, I'm not carrying my GPS, my inReach, which I should be, but I forgot. And, I like riding some of these really remote little back trails. And, if I was to go and... if I'm hearing something. Sure, it's my imagination. Thought I heard a whooping. Sorry, there's my ADHD acting up again. Think I hear something and completely forget about it I was just talking about. Nope, dead silence. Just my imagination. Oh, someone here. Maybe that's what I heard. He had a gun. Yeah, I just heard some gunfire. That makes sense. Good. Over the sound of the Tdub engine, sometimes it's hard to make things out. Well, so far the mud's not too bad. Until there's been a lot of people going back in here. Yeah, I was running through my brain, assuming someone was just having a bad day and just wanted to walk. How far would they go back into here? I mean, I've hiked with my wife for miles and miles and miles, to say the least. And, gotten way back into here. So who knows how far someone might hike on a day. Especially if they were in good shape. I don't think this gentleman was, but you know, you never know. You know, is 5 miles out of the question, or you know, my wife and I would do 3, 4, 5 miles back in here at a time. Take it. Due to the cold water situation, we will be taking this very slowly. Do not wet feet today. But yeah, just, you know, someone just wanted to get out and stretch their legs and thought, oh, I'll go up this ravine or that ravine. How far would they go? And if they got hurt, what would they do? You know, I carry, when I hike, quite a lot of emergency supplies. Try to remember my in-reach. And I've got a tarp I can string up. I've got, of course, I got paracord. I always carry a compactable down blanket also. It doesn't weigh anything, and I can jam it into the pack, no problem. So I carry that. I've got some other tools. You can always got stuff to make a fire, including the fire starter stick. You know, little things that if I were to really wreck myself, and assuming I'm conscious, that I could at least get a fire going, get a shelter over me, blanket to keep me warm. You know, a lot of times I'll have a down packable jacket jammed in there too. It's all stuff that just doesn't weigh much. And I like to, you know, do the ruck thing. I like a lot of weight. I usually try to aim for 35, 40 pounds back in here just for entertainment value. But, you know, I just figure it's good to be at least a little prepared. In a day, I am carrying some survival gear too. Not that I would hope I would need it, but, you know, just in case, you know, breakdown out here. One thing I did not bring today was my hiking sandals. I usually bring a pair of hiking sandals so I can hike out of here, out of something besides my boots if I have to. But we're close enough to civilization that assuming I can hobble around at all, I could get up, you know, it's where I can get a cell signal, or at least use the SOS on the Apple iPhone. We're going to go back. There's a spring coming out of a mine back here, so I'd go take a look at that. Whoa, lots of mud, lots of mud, lots of mud. Oh, yep, and I'm sinking. Oh, yeah. There's the spring. Yeah, so there was a big mine here at one time. Now the water's just coming right out of it, and it's a good flow. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, there's something else I wanted to point out here. So if you install a new China carb on an older, you know, I think 99 and older bike, this is a 99, as I melt my gloves. Okay, yeah, don't put your hand on the muffler, dummy. Anyway, you'll see there's a nipple. See that right there? So that's a silicone high temp 600 degree vacuum nipple I stuck on there, because you got to seal that off, otherwise it's sucking air in, and your engine, besides drawing in dirty air, it's also going to run extremely lean. And mine I had a hose on there that I thought was secure, and it kept popping off, so I found these nipples, high temp nipples, and so I put one of those on there. So we'll hope it does okay. You know, like I said, I'm not really looking to find anybody in here. I'm still just kind of scanning the trees every so often, you know, for things that'll stand out. If anybody spends a lot of time in the forest, you know, running around the forest, you know, little things, shapes, colors, everything kind of stands out, you know, and so if you see anything unusual, anything that catches the brain's attention, you can take a look at it. Testing my downhill skills on stuff I probably shouldn't be on. We'll see how it goes here. Whew. Down, down, down we go. Pretty. There again, you see the big mountains where someone could disappear into. Yep, down we go. Jeez. Well, it's definitely no Tdub Fest hill, but for me, it's pretty good. Cross over here. There we go. Perfect. Yay, down we go. That's not too bad. Could have been worse. At least it wasn't all full of rocks at the top like it is here. This last part, yeah, there we go. It's got a big rut. Oh yeah, see all these marker tapes. Might be related to the search, I don't know. Who knows? Got more markers here with an arrow, so maybe not so much a search. There's something else going on up here. Let's go take a look. thought I heard a bulldozer or something up here, so I thought I'd go take a look. I don't see any sign of tracks or anything, but there's been weirder things up here. Oh, there is a bulldozer up there. Wow, it looks like they're reopening. And I mentioned this thing in a previous video, but yeah, they reopened the mine. Well, that seems crazy to me. Or somebody's going to put a house in where the mine used to be. But there's a tunnel behind that bulldozer. Yeah, I wish he's got a bunch of no trespassing signs. It'd be fun to talk to them to see what they're trying to do up there. They're reopening the mine. That's crazy. I mean, that's been closed since the 1800s. Oops. Oh, I screwed that up. Oh, poor Tdub. Oh, poor Tdub. Oh man, I looked at the wrong spot. Oh, okay. Oh, that was a slow motion one. I knew it was going to happen. I could tell. Oh man, as soon as I started going into it, I thought, you know what? Going trying to get up and off camber is a dumb idea. And here I am. See, the good thing is everything on here is loose on purpose. Let's see, let's get that. It's in gear. So, there we go. The mirrors, everything are loose so they can move a little bit. Controls, etc. See, I knocked my cheap guards way back, but no harm done. Yeah, these I'm going to replace. These are very annoying. They work for one impact, though. And I'll tell you what, as you can see, they've survived a lot. But controls are good. Nothing broken. Other than my breathing hard. I got a kickstart, so if I have to, I can kick it out of here. Come, baby. Look at that. Look at that. One kick. One kick. Ah, Kickstarters. They can be your friend. Yoo-hoo! Well, at this point, I'm close enough to Virginia City, I think, time-wise. I'll just make a run on it. I think I can do it. Still get back to when I plan on getting back. So we're going to cut up this road up into Virginia City just to do something a little bit different. And go check it out here. Big remote mountains. And even like I was saying, I mean, I keep mentioning all these roads, all this and that. And then I mentioned remote. Well, again, I mean, I guess it's kind of how you want to look at how I'm defining remote. But the thing is, you get off these roads, I'll go ahead and take a look here. For example, if I get off this road and broke a leg, let's say, right down there in the trees, the odds of anyone seeing me or hearing me is pretty slim. And it's kind of a crazy thing. You look out here, there's just so many places a person can disappear into. I used to explore out here as a kid, just run all over the place. Never even thought twice about it. Never carried the right gear, really. Usually a 10-22 rifle, a backpack with a bunch of water and snacks, and maybe a jacket. I would run all over. Never think twice about it. I mean, if I'd gotten hurt, who knows if anybody would ever have found me. Good thing nothing bad ever happened to me. I mean, I had an angel watching over me, I guess. Woo! Oh, lots of ground rock or rock sticking up. Oh, yeah, they had some water up here yesterday. Yeah, for sure. I just screwed up again. Oh, didn't go off camera that time though. Jeez. Oh, it's so much fun though. Hard to believe this used to have non-stop wagons hauling materials up to the mines in Virginia City and to supply the town itself. If you look at this now, it's like, yeah, right. You can imagine during the winter, all those mule and oxen teams coming up here, just struggling up, all this being muddy and covered in snow and rock, but knowing they have to get the materials, the food, and other stuff up to the mines, equipment, explosives, whatever. Must have been just a non-stop crazy ordeal. So I just stopped to look down the mountain range for a minute and adjust the idle yet again. It keeps backing off, but what are you going to do? Wind's blowing good up here, a little bit chilly. But anyway, there's the Sierras out in the distance, a little bit of clouds rolling across. The mine that they look like they're opening down below. Sure, this isn't really going to show up without a zoom camera, but out here, there's our Jumbo Hills. Yep. And there's mines all over out there. And lots of places I want to explore that even over the years I've never been able to get to. The other thing that's underneath us right now is the water line that goes to Virginia City. I think it's still the original one here. I don't think they've moved it lower down. But that water line goes all the way back to the 1800s. It's really crazy. Here and there, the older parts of it still stick up. There we go. So, what you're looking down used to be a couple of town sites straight below us, right down into here. And I can't remember the name of the towns. There's a big plaque down there you can read on it. That over here is Mound House, which is a little community that's famous for its brothels, if nothing else. And then we got Dayton down here in front of us, Pine Nuts. There's a great road. If you don't mind it being, unbelievably rocky, it goes up and over that pass over there. And way out there's a really cool cabin that people maintain that you can camp in and stay in. Really neat place. But it's a ways out there. Incredible views down south. That's Mount Patterson in the far distance down there. 14,000, I think, or close to it. And you can actually take a motorcycle or all the way to the top. If you ever check out the Dual Dork channel, you'll see him up there. It is absolutely crazy. Changing the subject. There is the water line. As you can see, that is some old pipe right there. And there it goes up the mountain. It's absolutely crazy. So I don't know if this is the new one or the 1800s era one, but very cool. So we'll continue on. So that's Silver City below us there, and Gold Hill. And Gold Hill's got a good restaurant if you are ever interested in such things. And this is Virginia City in front of me. We're right into town. So this is, if you're ever staying up here or anywhere near this, remember this road that comes out of, it's right by the county facility, and there's a gym, I think, there. This road comes out right there. So if you're ever up here and you want a quick ride, you can get back in here and just go wherever you want. Yep, there's the fitness center. So make a right past the fitness center. You can get on the road there. Road closed at Taylor. So we'll go this way. So up here we have Piper's Opera House, which they still hold events in, seeing, different things. There's also a really cool bar on the corner of it. And the backside of course, all the other buildings here, the casinos and stuff, and saloons and whatnot that's on the main historic drag there. And I think this is the county courthouse right here on our left. Yeah, here's Piper's. They got the corner bar, which really is on the corner. So that was the basically the area I wanted to look at today. Thank you for coming along, because from here on out it's just twisties along a really good view road, so pretty boring to put on film, or video, or whatever the term is. But thank you again for coming along, and you got to see kind of a cool little area down there, the Jumbo Grade area, Virginia City area. So again, have a great week. I hope you get some riding in before it gets too cold out there. It's coming on fast. This morning it was 40 degrees out, so it's definitely starting to chill down. So you all have a great week, and see you on the next one.